My name is Ray Hoffman. This is the SEO Site Clinic. Ray Hoffman-Dolan, sorry, I'm still not used to saying that. I apologize about my voice. I gave a 9-hour session yesterday, and I was the only speaker, so by the time I was done, it was gone. So we're going to be doing live site reviews, so if you want your site reviewed, you just need to bring us up your business card. If you don't have a business card, you can write it down, but it has to be your own site. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves. Kenny?
Hi, I'm Kenny Hyder. I do SEO consulting for my company Hyder Media. I'm based out of Santa Barbara.
Michael Gray, do SEO consulting and some social media work for my own company.
And Michael is also a troublemaker. And my name is Jim Boykin. I'm the CEO of Internet Marketing Ninjas. The prior name was We Build Pages.
And I'm Ray Hoffman-Dolan, probably better known online as Sugarrae. I'm an career affiliate marketer, also do some SEO consulting, but very limited because I hate clients. And I'm Sugarrae on Twitter. All right, so the first site we're going to start with Big City Vegan. Where are you at? Can you go up to a mic? Thank you.
You want to tell us a little bit about your site?
It's a lifestyle site. I have affiliate products on there, but mostly what I'm doing is building content on my blog, anything that, the vegan community, but also, everybody. Oh, there we go. And so I have affiliate stuff, and then I also have products through Cafe Press, vegan message T-shirts, and necklaces, all kinds of, vegan press, Cafe Press stuff. And I've been focusing mostly on content and trying to build the brand. And so I have videos, I'm doing all kinds of other stuff, and social media is my focus. And I'm not the techie behind everything. I have a partner who does sort of more the technology stuff. So hopefully I'll understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is the additional plugins that are required to play media on the page. I personally would get rid of that, make sure that the page loads, regardless of whether or not they have plugins. The other thing, and this is going to be a message for everybody in here, is your site renders with the www and without the www. It's a canonical thing. You can specify it in Google Webmaster Tools, but I don't like to depend on Google.
Right.
And it also doesn't work for the other engines. So you need to do a 301 redirect so that only one version of your site shows up. So you either need to pick non-www or www and 301 redirect the other version of the page request to the old one.
Oh.
Just tell them the canonical 301 redirect is what you can do a search on Google for.
Okay, and the blog, I don't know if the blog page is better to look at than the home page, because I'm doing mostly the blogging and people are landing more on the blog.
You know what's interesting was I didn't even see the blog because it's not in the
There's no
navigate.
blog link there, but you do have some of the links on the home page?
No, there is a blog link. It's up in the top right. It's graphic.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely missed that, so I'd put it so that it's actually in the regular links.
Okay.
Also, just looking at a couple of different pages, I looked at the T-Search page and the home page. You have a couple of things on there, like, for example, on the home page here, there's your first H2 that you're using is like one of the paragraphs at the bottom you've denoted as an H2, and then there's like a few things that all look like, it looks like keyword stuffing to me because it's just a bunch of text about vegan products and stuff.
Right.
And that's also, in your H1s, like on your T-shirt page, which I imagine is one of your top pages and stuff like that. In addition to, you're stuffing your title tags like crazy. On your T-shirts page, you should figure out, what keywording you're going after, what traffic you want to rank for with that page, and then focus, your keyword groups around that, not include every different type of keyword that you care about on all the pages. Also, the first thing I look for on any site, I check, the sitemap, the XML sitemap, and the robots text file, both of which you have neither. So I suggest you build those and put those on your site also.
One of the things I noticed, your blog URLs, you've actually got dates in there. That sometimes works to your disadvantage. As you have older posts, you'll see when they start listing in Google SERPs, sometimes they'll show that date, and that will make your post look old. And sometimes if people say this is an old post, they won't click on it, they'll click on a newer one. Whether the information is better or not, they don't care, but they just look at that. So my personal recommendation is take the dates out. Some people don't care, but I think that's a smarter move in the long term.
There's a couple things. I see that some of your product images, they're not hosted on your site. The images are pulled from another site. If you could host those on your site, that's gonna help.
Which
The other-
products specifically?
I'm sorry?
Which products?
I'd have to go back.
I was
here.
just looking at the blenders. I think the blenders are all coming in from. Yeah.
The particular one here, I'm on your vegan hair color page, and all of the images there, when I right click on those to view the image info, they're coming from northamerica.lush.com, which is where those images are hosted. Also on your blog, the logo is linking to a different site. I didn't see a link to your homepage. On your blog, when you mouse over the logo, the link goes to veganpimp.com, which is a different site. I didn't even see a link to the homepage either on your blog.
I rebranded in April of this year from veganpimp.com to Big City Vegan.
Okay.
And we did a 301 redirect. It's a 301.
So when I click on, all right, so fix your internal links. If all of your internal links are going to redirects, you can lose, your site's going to lose some trust. So even though like everything works fine throughout the website, you still want to fix those links so that they're direct.
I'm also seeing some of these. I'm on the blenders page looking at the juicers and stuff. I just clicked on a blender and it sent me to a 404 page on Zappos. So if there's any dead pages or dead links that are, affiliate programs that aren't there, you should definitely be keeping track of those and replacing them, and, trying to keep so that you don't send people to a 404 page, because ultimately you're just going to lose that traffic.
I have a question. What is a vegan prom dress?
It's just not made with any kind of silk or any other kinds of, silk would be something that would be typically found in maybe some fancy dresses, so.
Okay, so on your blog page, for your categories, first you have restaurant reviews twice. So is there a story about you? Look like you know that.
No, well, when I first started, I didn't understand the whole concept of the categories, so I got really specific, and now I need to narrow it down. So I'm not sure why it got duplicated, but yeah, I need to fix all of that.
So what you need to do is just go in and make sure that you get rid of that category by taking the posts and then -2 and assigning them all to the one without the -2.
And I think I should have a lot fewer categories.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have like 50 categories. So the uncategorized definitely needs to go. Usually it's just when you forget to check off a category, but you need to recategorize those. I would combine them down, because kind of like, there's just a lot of categories there. So the problem is that like you have holidays, holiday vegan, and holiday sales. Yeah. They need to be one category, because the problem is that if your site has a bunch of, and this is just for simplicity's sake, but if you have 10 links on a page, the popularity that's on that page is going to get split 10% on each one of those links. So it's kind of like the more categories you have, the less juice each one of them gets from the main blog page. The less categories you have, the more juice they get, and the stronger they'll be to rank for the terms you want to rank for. So you definitely need to condense those. No, it's true for every site.
Just looking at your total overall link profile, you're kind of weak. You've only got about 30 to 40 different domains who are linking to you. And a lot of them are passing through that redirect to Vegan Pimp, so you've really got to kind of beef that up a little bit. Get as many from other, if you can go back to those people, if you have a relationship, ask them to point it to the new thing, that will definitely help. Get it to point to different parts of your site, not just the homepage, deeper in is going to help a little bit better too.
Also, your newsletter, this isn't an SEO thing, but your newsletter has no privacy thing underneath of it, so I'd either like create a link that either something that says we value your privacy, or a link that says like more info, and they go to a page where you tell them you're not going to spam them.
Okay.
Also, I recommend on your site, not on your blog, your 404 pages are just like a standard server page. You should build a page around that so that when someone goes to a page that doesn't exist anymore, you either redirect them somewhere or offer them, a list of places that they should see or check out, or products or something like that, rather than just having the page blank.
Are you going after people trying to get your links on links pages, or is that just something people are doing by themselves?
I mean, in terms of like writing, guest posting, and
I'm not so much concerned about guest posting. I just came across a couple of them. They were commercially motivated anchor text. The link was, hold on, vegan shoes and handbags. And I just went to the page to see where it was, and basically it was just a links page on from someone else's site. Now, if they did it in our own and it's nothing that you actively are doing, then fine, don't worry about it. There's nothing you can really do to stop it. But if it is something that you or someone on your team is doing, those are probably not counting too much and they're not helping. It's not really worth your effort doing. Doing things like the guest post is probably going to work a lot better for you.
Are there other ways that you recommend to build the backlink?
Anything that you can do that's considered, quote, we call it link bait, basically something that's attention getting, that's going to get you, people to write about you, whether it's in a good or bad sense. Google isn't smart enough to determine that yet. So if you get a bunch of people who say, this person's crazy,
Right.
That's great. The more people saying you're crazy, that's great.
So you have, God, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, so you also could offer, say, a contest like on your site to generate some publicity. Maybe a free package of $500 worth of these goodies, and try and promote that. But yeah, links.
Giveaways and
links is the biggest thing that I see that you need to develop out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're working too much with the social stuff, like the Twitter and the Facebook and all that sort of stuff. There's got to be some ways to leverage that to get those people to come to you and link to you and get some attention and that sort of stuff.
Also, you have tags on the blog posts as well. They're not indexed, but you don't have a robots text, so I'm not sure how that's occurring. But I would make sure that when you do the robots text file and add it, just so that it's there and it doesn't serve a 404, I would disallow the engines from crawling your tags. Focus either on your categories or your tags. Looks like your categories are what you want to focus on. Tags aren't indexed, so keep it so that they don't get indexed. The other thing that I would do is I would also have your privacy policy disclosure page. I could talk, and contact us page, and also disallow them or I could actually no index them from the engines so that they're not in the engine's index, but the engine can still crawl them and spread around the link juice that's on them.
Okay.
Do you happen to have a page about what is vegan? Because that search volume blows away everything else combined. So.
Yeah, I'm meaning to put all that up. Yeah, I'm going to put that up. Yeah. I know, it's probably the first thing I should have done.
And then if you created a page about that, I would create, in a sense, the world's ultimate page. Run that search into Google and look over all of the top sites, look over other pages that are getting backlinks, and I would try and create the world's best page about what is vegan, and then write to everyone that's linking to other stuff about that and promote that page. That search volume on that phrase is huge. It's more than everything else I see here combined. So.
Right.
That's the angle that I would take for getting backlinks, and I would have the world's ultimate page about that, and then promote that page.
Okay.
When you do that, try and make it as encyclopedic as possible. Go for a Wikipedia style. Keep the commercial stuff off that page if you have to get a separate template. That's really, really helps when you're trying to get links, especially from other places. Some of the harder places to get links from the schools or libraries or that sort of thing. And if there's no commercial stuff on the page, you get a better shot at getting those people to link to you.
So are you saying also to link to other people?
No. Once you've written this page and you've got it out there and you've got it all polished and fine-tuned, and you're sending it out to other people, say, we've updated our section, maybe you're going to link to it, that sort of thing. Make sure that it's on its own template, that it doesn't have any other commercial stuff, you don't have AdSense on it, that sort of thing, because that helps when you're trying to get links if you don't look like you're commercially motivated.
But on that particular page as well, you may want to link out to other sites and other pages about that topic. Your page will have, in a sense, more trust if you're linking out to other trusted references about, what is vegan. So
right.
I would encourage linking out. Yeah.
Okay, can we move on to the next site? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Who owns Penny Auction Watch? Yeah, I don't know why they don't give you guys mics at the table so you could actually take notes on all the stuff we're telling you.
Are you using the Google AdWords external keyword tool to analyze the keywords that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Just wondering where that's coming. Thank you.
Actually, when I did that, though, I did a broad search. I should run back and check exact. I'm usually more an exact guy.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you is when I hit this blog, I actually thought it was broken or content was missing because it's so blank above the fold.
This is a theme right off of Thesis Themes.
Yeah, I don't really care for this theme. It's like a child theme from Cola Cube, and I'm thinking I need to probably customize it myself. Probably, because I see some issues with it right now too. They look,
Yeah, because like I honestly, like when I first got there, I was like, oh, is it broken?
Oh,
And then I
really? Yeah.
scrolled down because it's just like there's nothing up there. It looks really
yeah,
odd.
I don't know why that is right now. That's weird. But yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so what do you do?
I write about and report about online penny auction sites and provide a forum for consumers to kind of post their experiences, and I've exposed a few shady sites and have interviews and stuff like that. So I've been doing this since '09. And I used to rank like on the first page, like number 2 of Google, but you know, over the last few months, it's changed a lot. So
When in the last few months?
yeah, like since like February, I think I'm like on page 5. And I think the algorithm for Google has changed a bit too.
There
That's
was,
probably,
Yeah.
February was the first Panda update. So
Yeah,
that's when you saw.
that's probably why, yeah.
One of the things you probably want to do is, as an overall thing, is go to Google Analytics, using something else.
Yeah.
Dump out all of your pages and pull it in for like a full month. And what you want to basically do is look at pages that have a very high bounce rate, that have a very high exit rate, and have a low time on site. If you've got a combination of all three, that's a really bad page. If
Right.
you've got any of the two, you've got to kind of look and see, is this a good page, is this a bad page? One of the things that I've been working with people fixing on is just, we look at just the stuff that's old, that's outdated or whatever. If it doesn't have a value to the consumer, we
Right.
pull it. If there
Okay.
is some value and we still want to keep it there for whatever reason, we just block it from the search engines. And it just makes your site a lot smaller and compact and more controlled. So I don't know how many pages or posts you've got, but that can sometimes be a big to-do.
Yeah, I have about 1,000 probably right
Yeah.
now, so.
Okay, hold on. How many pages do you have?
1,000 blog posts.
Okay, so for whatever
About-
reason, Google has 21,000 pages indexed on your site.
Yeah, because I have a forum too, so
Okay.
that's probably part of it, yeah.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
don't think I have that integrated in the best way possible, the
Now
forum.
there's kind of a couple of possible things here. I mean, there was this update called Panda that happened on February the 20th. The first major one was February the 24th, and I mean, like if you were affected by Panda, that's almost like a whole different issue. But the Panda thing, if you look at your analytics, if on February the 24th you see like a huge fall and going across, and you're hit by
Okay.
Panda. You know, the other major one was on April 11th, where
Yeah.
2% of the results were affected. But if you are affected by Panda, it's going to drag down not only your bad pages, but it drags down your good pages as well.
What is that exactly? Panda?
What do you mean, the Panda update?
That's
Yeah.
just the name they gave it. That's
It's just the name they gave it. It was an update that basically
Oh,
did
okay,
a
I
lot of
understand.
damage
Yeah.
in Google. It was probably the biggest update since Florida.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of something that you want to look at your analytics to see when and how it fell, and if it was affected by Panda, then there's, how do I say, Panda issues that are almost like more important than any other type of SEO
Okay.
issues that you got to
Basically, the SEO community names Google updates like they're hurricanes.
Okay.
So a few things for you. A, your category is a drop-down list. Change that so that it's actually got all your categories going down the page,
I think I have too many.
because it's
too.
not passing any anchor text
Okay.
to your internal category pages. The other thing is too, is see this little calendar right there? I'd get rid of that.
Okay.
I mean, if your users really find it useful, you can keep it. But the problem is that it's creating monthly and daily archives.
Oh, okay.
So you have a ton of you have your categories, and you have your tag pages, and you have your month archives, your year archives, your daily archives. So you've got the same post being reprinted over and over again on your site, and having that much duplicate content on one site definitely is not going to help you when it comes to Panda. The other issue is there's a tag when you blog, and this is for everybody in here.
Yeah.
When you do a blog post and it's 1,000 words, somewhere after the first or second paragraph, you need to use the more tag.
Okay.
And what that does is it cuts off the post so that only the first paragraph or two, like the intro, appears on your category page or on your archive page or on your home page, because otherwise you've got the whole post written out on your home page, then the whole post written out on your category page. So it helps minimize the duplicate content issues
Okay.
on the site, because when I click on this category page, like your Hall of Shame,
Yeah.
that post is written out on that page, and then that post is written out
So
on a
it's
category
duplicate
page.
content. Okay. Yeah.
You're creating a lot of duplicate content issues for yourself.
So your kind of premise is you're exposing sites who are doing shady, questionable,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. One of the things that I would say the target, and I know, sorry, everybody's going to hate on me after I'm saying this, but
Okay.
put the site you're writing about's name and put the word scam in there, because almost everybody looks for
Okay.
scam.
Even though I'll get sued again.
Well, don't do yourself sued,
No.
but you can do things in a way that
I
are question. You know,
Yes.
you ask a question.
Is
I mean,
such
I
and
know-
such a
yeah.
scam?
Yeah.
Is such and such
Right,
a
you asked the
scam?
question. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
doing that for a while. Then I decided to take the word scam out just because everyone was like, oh, you know, that's libel or defamation.
Again,
but
if you
yeah.
say they're a scam and you don't have proof to say that, then you're in a libel
Right, no,
situation.
I would
but if
never
you ask
do
it as a
that,
question,
yeah.
you know, then
Right,
you
okay.
get yourself into a gray area. But there's a
Lit-
lot of scam keyword traffic there.
Little
Right.
tip too, if anybody in here, if you have a questionable company and it's because you're scumbags, then please don't use this tip. But if you have like maybe a business model that people don't understand, like affiliate marketing is when people think all the time that it's a scam. So if your company is like one of those companies that like gets that type of search, put your own page up that says your company's scam in it, so that you're the first result for that, and then just basically go into all the reasons that you're not a scam.
Right.
If people are actually searching for it, if there's search volume, if there's pages ranking for it that have that, it's one of the ways that you can fight back from somebody doing that. So.
The biggest thing for me with this site is just trying to figure out where I want to go. You know,
Yeah.
as far as navigation goes, as far as content, there's content all over. There's ads everywhere.
Yeah.
Some of the things, like even in the top in the navigation, you have a link that says penny auction site directory, which makes me think that it should be some sort of sitemap or something. But I go to it,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah, I'm
It
thinking
doesn't
I
make
should
any
see a
sense.
list of companies there. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it needs to be
Gonna get an
updated, I
alpha
think.
list.
I think the organization,
Okay.
just thinking about, if you can think about your site from the standpoint of someone that's coming to your site for the first time,
First, yeah.
how do you explain to them what you do, what you offer, and where they should go?
Okay.
And if you can do that, you'll set up, you know, and basically you're looking to have your structure so that it makes sense, so that, you know, everything that you navigate through and all of the categories and everything you have should, you know, like a book, it should make sense and
Right.
be organized. And right now the site is very unorganized
Yeah.
and hard to kind of take in.
Yeah.
So another thing that you may want to do is have some static content on the home page, like
Okay.
even if it's towards the bottom. You have, it looks like almost, you know, how do I say, like there's something called block level analysis, where when Google goes to a page, if they see your header's the same on every page, your sidebar and your footer's the same, they're looking at the stuff that's in the middle, the stuff that changes. Your home page, like everything that's in the middle is constantly changing,
Yeah.
which can make it a little bit more difficult to try and target specific phrases, say off your home page, since your home page is the most valuable page. So if you were to add, see, even a couple of paragraphs kind of above your footer that were always there, that included phrases that you wanted to rank for, that might offer a little more consistency, because everything that's in the middle of your home page is constantly changing.
Okay.
Like even the text.
Would you suggest maybe like on top of the content, even like a static piece of information, or on the footer too, it's the same thing pretty much?
I would mix in some like good how-to stuff that's going to
Okay.
keep last forever. You know, like how to not get scammed when you're buying a used
Right.
car, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
How to
That's
not
good
get
advice.
scammed on eBay, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably put that like above your footer, above like that black area that's on the bottom.
Okay.
But just have that content unique to your home page, like not across other pages.
This is just going to be something just because I'm anal retentive.
Yeah.
But you have certain image posts that don't have images
Yeah,
in the category, and then
yeah.
the ones that are different size. Like
yeah.
you really should be consistent and use them the same size. on
Yeah,
everything.
I need to do that. Yeah, I agree with you. Thanks. Would you suggest, like, I recently started adding excerpts to the post, like, you know how it says to read more? You know, is that better to have like an excerpt there than have like, this is what the article is, read more, or what do you think? Or do you think it's better to not even have those little teasers?
You're better off putting something there that gives them what, you know,
What it is.
so that they know what it is. There's that principle, don't make me think. You want people to know what's on the other side of that link. The more you can kind of say, give them what it is in 1 to 2 sentences. And again, like she said before, you want to use that more tag to split the post up so that it doesn't get duplicated. If they see the
Okay.
same content all over, it's harder for them to try and figure out what's the place they should index it.
Now, see, I'm going to give you a differing opinion, which is that I only use the URLs on the categories like on my personal blog. And the reason that I do that is because I don't want to create 92 category pages. And so when you have the excerpts, you can only really show 10 to 20 posts on a category page. If I just use the title, then I can put 50 on one page, and then I don't have a ton of category pages. I think it helps the link flow
Okay.
down to the subpages a little better, but I think that's just a preference thing. I think on one issue, it's better for the users. On the other issue, it's a tiny bit better for the search engines. I don't think it's that huge of a difference, but I just prefer to just use URLs only.
Can I ask another question? From a thesis standpoint, because I know you're familiar with thesis, do you think it would be better if I were to customize it like black and white thesis? It would look a lot better than what I currently have, just a design kind of question?
You've got a lot of stuff on here. Like your site is very busy.
I think the problem with the theme
Yeah.
is I'm familiar with Thesis, so I knew that this was a theme that
Right.
you downloaded and installed, which to me has a certain connotation of the type of site it's probably going to be, all that stuff. I mean, the really reputable sites, you don't see them using themes like that. So if you're trying to really grow the
Okay.
site, you might want to think about customizing it, making it look
Right.
like your own site.
Okay.
If it's there are better themes and there are worse themes. There are some themes that are, they throw a whole bunch of junky extra tags in there and can affect you from a search engine perspective. And there are some themes that are in better shape. And right. Yeah, they're smart enough to know that people are reusing themes at this point. And I think there was like a study the other day that showed WordPress is on like 20% of the web at this point. So they've seen most of the major themes, and I don't think it's really an issue for them. Just if you're going to start taking a theme, try and make it a little custom. I wouldn't use it straight out of the box unless you're, unless it's just a hobby site kind of thing.
I probably would create if you were to make a list of, say, even your 50 most important pages as far as maybe income.
Yeah.
You might want to add those even in like your bottom footer to help have those pages have more of your internal links to them. Seems like a lot of your links are to the recent posts, but I personally would like find the 50 most valuable pages maybe and create a section that's in your footer called most popular pages, and
Okay.
have those pages have a site-wide link so that they have more power.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, we're going to go on to who owns EcoTools.com.
Thanks.
Is this a makeup site?
Yeah.
I totally
so
would not
it's
have
a
known that
client
by the
site.
I
name.
would not have guessed
It's
that at all.
I don't have a secret fetish. It's just a client site, so.
Yeah, no, I just wouldn't have known that. I honestly was like, oh, I was expecting like organic screwdrivers or
Yeah, I was
something.
expecting like I was thinking gardening tools or something. I wasn't thinking makeup.
No, it's an organic, eco-friendly makeup line.
It's a very pretty site.
You need content on your homepage. It's hard to rank for phrases if you don't have those phrases on your page, and your homepage being the most valuable page, because that's the page that most people are linking to. You have the most chance of ranking your homepage for multiple phrases, but there's like no text on your homepage. So I mean, I realize that most users are not going to read it, but one of your users is the search engines, and they need that text to if someone types in all right, what phrase are you targeting? I was looking at your title tag. It's
So a lot of the keywords that we're targeting are either product-specific pages or category pages. You notice that the title tags are slightly altered for organic, bath and body, or whatever it might be. Obviously, I've been trying to get the client to pull a GoDaddy and put 500 words below the footer on the homepage, but that hasn't happened yet. So,
What is this blog built on?
Joomla, which is not a blog, by the way.
Okay, all right. I was looking at it. I was like, this is messed up, and then okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, the site was launched about 3 months ago, so it's still relatively new, and we're trying to work out kinks like that.
Yeah, like honestly, to me, Joomla's not worth the hassle.
It's-
Like I would take it off and put it on
Joomla's
WordPress.
terrible.
Preaching to the choir.
Joomla's terrible. So you want to watch out to your.
Ask them, do they want to make money or do they want to? It's
Well-
not even like they have to buy WordPress.
Is it what?
It's not even like they have to buy WordPress. You're not asking them to buy something.
Well, like the idea of 2 logins scares them, which is,
Oh.
yeah, we won't. And they're launching e-commerce on it too, and they're still keeping Joomla, so that's a whole other issue. But
So I like the way that your individual product pages are structured. They've got a nice image and text and title and all that stuff that looks how they should, except for the URLs get really long. Like I'm looking at the bamboo brush set, and we're 4 levels deep on the URL structure. You want to make sure like your categories. You have your shop collection, and I went to the bestsellers. And then right there on the bestsellers page, there's a few products. I would first of all recommend, rather than having this little slider thing, list them all out so that they can all be on the page and have their own images with alt tags, and you get this full benefit of all of the products on your category page, which should make your category pages stronger. But then on the individual pages as well, you want to make sure that you're not going too deep, because right now, if I can, well, I can't get to it now.
You've got this blog, like if they don't want to move it off Joomla, you almost might as well shut it down from a search engine perspective. So the first thing is that when I go to an individual post page, once I figured out how to get there, which was I had to search through Google to find the straight URL to get to a blog page, there's no way to get back to the main blog. So like the blog just completely disappears because y'all don't have it in the top bar. Right. You got it down all fancy on the left, which would be fine, but you got to add a sidebar to the side of the blog for the individual post pages so that I can actually get back to the blog. The other awesome part is that when I'm on this one, the sidebar completely disappears. Why? Because I click the add comment link. Then if I go to the blog homepage, which hold on, I got to figure out how to get back there now because there's no like way I can just click to do so. So then when I go, then I get an error when I try and do it myself because I don't know to add the extra blog. So then when I go back to the blog homepage, none of your titles are linked to the individual blog post. The only way to get to the individual blog post from the main blog page is to click add new comment, which look at that URL. It's too low on the screen. The URL string is ecotools.com/index.php (option equals content and view equals article and ID equals 96 and cat ID equals 5 pound add comments.
Yeah, Joomla sucks.
That like.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even like I said, I wish I could sit up here and like give you advice to fix it, but my advice to fix it is get rid of Joomla.
I mean, I'm looking for other tips, like they're switching to e-commerce, so maybe different uses of microdata that you've seen that we're obviously going to.
Okay, we're going to have to take some baby steps here, because if you do a cite command, your contact page has this is the meta description. This is the meta description of your form. You can use it for SEO purposes. You're indexing your 404 page. Your privacy page says, "We'd like to welcome you to EcoTools website. Insert the site or website name for here." So you've got some boilerplate meta descriptions that are out there. You got to clean a lot of that stuff up before you kind of start dealing with some of the metadata, because you're going to let them index all the crap. It makes you look silly.
The metadata should be unique on all the product pages and category pages. It might not be on the privacy and context.
Yeah, but again, they look at that kind of stuff. If you go back and you look at some of their older library and newsletters and any of their things that they put out about telling people how to use Google and what they should look for to trust, things that they look for is, does the site have a contact form? Does it have a privacy form? Does it have a terms of service? Those are things that they're questionable whether they're looking for them algorithmically, but I've seen some evidence that it helps having that stuff there.
Okay, cool.
Also, your anchor text, you're heavily biased towards your site name. There's no real commercial differentiation.
Can I just go through this one thing real quick before I switch? So when I click on your products page, you said the e-commerce site. So bestsellers, new products, cosmetic accessories, EcoTools, none of those are links. Those are all just text. Every single product on your site only has the anchor text view products, or every single category on your site has the anchor text view products. You need to, if it's cosmetic accessories, the words cosmetic accessories need to link. You can have a little button that says view products, but the cosmetic accessories has to link to the same thing. The same thing when I get when I get to the when I get to the new products page, same thing. The only thing that's linked to the product page is the actual picture. The text underneath of it is not, so it's not passing any anchor text. You're gonna have a really hard time for that product page to ever rank for anything that includes.
Because right now you can't actually buy it online. So right now they want to push you to the store because they're like in Walmart and Target and stuff like that.
Why the pop-up in between the page?
So you have an e-commerce site that no one can buy from?
There's no e-commerce available yet. It's not on there yet. So basically all they want you to see is the products and go buy it at CVS or Walmart.
This pop-up right here needs to go. There's no point in it.
It's going to disappear once you can actually purchase online, but right now it only has a brief description of the product and where you can buy in the real world.
Well, depending on how long that's going to take, it should take you just directly to
The next page.
the product details page and then have the where to buy link. There's no, like, even if it's going to be up for more than like 2 weeks, there's just no point for that pop-up to be there. And the other thing is too is that again, you need to link those product names to those pages, or those individual pages are never going to rank for anything. I'm going to follow your clicks, Jim, and then I'm going to yell the data feed.
We actually just did it. That was what I was going to point out. No, that's okay.
Where do you get your data feed from? Are you writing it, or are you just taking it from the merchant?
No, this is the actual manufacturer.
Okay,
So
so,
they,
What are you
everything-
feeding your affiliates with?
yeah, what are you giving your
They
affiliates?
don't have an affiliate program.
What, do you have
What
distributors?
what are you sending to the CVSs of the world that you're hoping
It's
to
a
sell
great
your
question. All I know is we rewrote all these, so I'm assuming that they're unique.
stuff? Okay, but you
So-
Just make sure you're
Well, so
not-
if you spent all the time and money to rewrite them, don't just throw that out the window and give it exactly to them to reuse again, and don't let the sales guys or whoever it is let them do it again. They've got to get their own information, and it should be completely different than yours.
When you do have affiliates and create a data feed, or if CVS is going to carry your products and you're going to give them a data feed, just make sure it's a different one than yours. Everybody else can have the same data feed. You can give the same data feed to the affiliate CVS. That's our problem to fix. But from your standpoint, because the problem is that if you give your data feed to a CVS, they're going to outrank you. And if you give your data feed to an affiliate like me, I'm going to outrank you.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure it's unique.
So another thought too is your contact us page. You just have a form on there, and this is probably good advice for all affiliates. Is if you have like a physical address, that's going to add more trust to your site than just a form. I know that a lot of what or some of what Google is looking for is this a thin affiliate site, or is this like a real company? And if you have a real physical address, that's going to add more trust. I probably shouldn't mention the Google. What are the documents there? Quality raters.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't mention the quality rater guidelines, but if you read those, it's going to tell you some interesting things, including them going to your site and looking for things like a physical address and the difference between a thin affiliate site and what's not a thin affiliate.
Are you going to have the ability for people to leave reviews on your? You do.
We do, but we're going to integrate some easier ways to sign in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because asking them to log in, like, so here's the thing, it's a pain in the ass to not have them log in, because then you get hit with a lot of crap. I know I own a ton of review sites. We have to go in every single day. We tried a login system, and our reviews went down by something like, I think we're getting like 5% of the reviews that we normally were. So we did that for about 5 days and then turned it back on. So to be honest with you, it's better to let it be as easy as possible for them to write a review. And then you just go in and moderate them. Just make sure that they can't leave a URL. Make sure that there's no URL field in there, and it'll be hit a lot less.
Yeah, and just strip out anything that is a URL. Just get some regex in there and just make it so that they can't. Anything that comes through is HTML, and you gotta take care to do some cross-site scripting protection so that anything that's dump table star.star isn't gonna wipe out your site kind of thing.
Yeah. Was there a rating system that you said that you switched from one that you had one that had got a bunch more? I was just kind of curious if you used one, which one you used.
No, we build ours in-house, so
Okay.
we just had the
Got it.
programmers like flip it to a login, and then it tanked, so we turned
Got
it
it.
back on.
If you're going to start doing the rating stuff, be careful about the dates, because Google will extract the dates if they're a full date format. Currently, they can extract it if it's just month, year. I wouldn't say that that's going to last forever. Eventually, I think they're going to get smart enough and reverse engineer that. So if you're going to put dates in there, be aware that dates are probably going to start appearing in your SERPs, and that may or may not affect your click-through rate. And if you're going to do that, start formatting the reviews in the new schema format. They're still going to be supporting the old format for rich snippets for a while, and they don't say when they're going to phase it out. But if you don't have it now, build it the right way from the beginning. Don't mess yourself up, and take advantage of all the extra options that you have there. They're still kind of shifty about what you've got to do to get approved to get in there, so you got to kind of work that a little bit and try and work every angle you possibly can to get approved. But I think that's worth doing.
Okay. Cool.
Are you guys buying links at all? Like paid blog posts?
We actively engage in link building. That's what I can say.
Okay.
Link advertising.
So this right here is what we would refer to in the industry as a splog. So what it is that it's got the reason that you can tell. The reason that you can tell that it's paid is because one post is about asthma inhalers,
no
the next
links
post
are
is about
paid.
joint relief, the next post is about
All
coastal
of it's unique
cleanups.
content that we write and we share it with partners.
So here's the thing, I'm a big believer in guest blogging. Find good blogs. This right here is not going to bring you much value. So you're paying the guy $50 to let you pop it up there. Or in theory, somebody might pay $50 for this guy to let him pop it up there. It's going to be more work, but go around to the actual eco blogs. Ask them if you can guest post. People are lazy. People do not like to blog on their own blogs. If you give them the ability to take the day off, when you find guest blogs, all you got to do is go into Google, put into parentheses and find stuff like guest post, and then whatever your topic is. contact them, tell them you want to write for them, but I tell people this all the time. Make it as easy as possible. Don't go, hi, do you accept guest posts? Yes. Would you like a guest post from me? Now I'm done talking to you. So make sure when you send it that you send like the intro, why you want to write for them, an example of your work. Michael, anything else you're aware you take guest posts all the
Do
time.
not tell them that you're interested in a link and ask them if they will allow links in your post. That's pretty much a giveaway that you're in SEO and you're only interested in scamming. Don't mention it, don't bring it up, and most people aren't going to care. But if I get a link request that says, hi, we were wondering if you accept guest posts and how many links you allow per post, you're going right in the delete bin.
Now, the other thing is, too, is that I tell people, what I say is that they can't publish my post. They can't edit my post at all prior to publishing without my approval. So if they come back to me and go, well, we just stripped out the links, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't think I want to publish it on your site anymore. I'll take my blog back and go home. So just like that's the polite way to say it, so that you make sure you don't write all this content, give it to somebody, he strips out your links and puts it up.
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of luck. Ann Smart has that site, My Blog Guest, or whatever it's called, My Guest Blog. I got a full-time person that just does that all the time, and it's actually worked out pretty well.
There's an email newsletter that goes out. It's usually every day, but sometimes they skip a day, a cold blog or link up. And basically it's...
That's what I was trying to think of yesterday.
And basically all it is just, they say, these are people who have guest posts who are willing to share them. These are people who are looking for guest posts. There's some other stuff in there too, but pretty much that's in there. And again, you have to kind of weed for quality. You don't just say, ooh, somebody's looking to let me write about this, I'll throw it in there. Just go and take a look and see if it's worth doing.
And take cheesenet.info off your guest blog list.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move to...
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm going to mess up your name. For the rainbow business card. Thank you. Sorry. If you go to the mic and tell us your name, I'm going to mess it up if I try and pronounce it. Especially with no voice. So what's your name and what's your site about?
Aurelio Arredondo, and this is a natural joint pain relief site. I research natural pain relief products and modalities, and then I write about them. It's pretty new. I haven't really done much backlink at all, and I promote supplements, vitamins, that sort of thing.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the same thing about the plugin on the right side. The plugin, I would put something there that does not require a plugin to be downloaded.
You've got a canonical issue too, where you've got the www and non-www. Pick one and point it the other way. Okay. Why are all the links on your homepage no followed?
You're I don't know what's going on. You've got some crazy JavaScript going all over the page. Tons of code on the page.
Wow.
Basically, with any sort of script, whether it's JavaScript or CSS or anything like that, you want to put it in external files and references, so you're not, loading it through the page and the engines aren't having to crawl through all of that code. But your code on the home page right here, it's way bad.
What are you using as a CMS? Using WordPress or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You probably got something there that says block the search engines or something, because basically everything on the page is no followed. All the stuff is no followed on the homepage. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the AdSense works.
What's this thing on the bottom?
Oh, what is that?
How many blog posts do you have? Because it looked like you had quite a bit.
About 40.
Oh, about 40?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we're not sure. We're gonna give you this in your favor. There's some crazy form down at the bottom down there. We're not sure if it looks like you're trying to hide something or if it's just some bad CSS. We're gonna go with bad CSS, but I'd look at that.
The pop-up window seems to have, when I first logged into when I first went into the web page, there was a pop-up and then it disappeared real quick, and then like a minute later it came back. Was that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so this is interesting. I think this is the first time. Usually somebody has at least one. You don't have a single link to your website that's not from your own website. So that's a big problem. You're never going to rank without links. So everything that they tell you, no matter what, just make sure that when you go home, you do link development. Like link development, that's above everything. Well, fix some of the stuff.
Do the no follow first, then the link development.
Yeah, because like there's not a single link to your site from any other site. Do you have like do you have plans for developing links, or do you not like have any clue how to get started? Or
I'm not sure how to do them. I mean, I'm just a beginner at everything.
So, I mean, like, there's low-hanging fruits. So there's directories that you can pay to be listed in. You can fill out the most important social media profiles and then cross-link them to make them more powerful so they actually pass some juice back to your site. For the most part, like, I think you're looking at going out and writing content for other blogs to get links back to your site.
Right.
The problem is, like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. The problem is that as an SEO, when I see this, so you're telling me you're buying, like how do you know the topic? Or are you just like learning it as you go?
I am learning it as I go.
Okay, so the issue for me is like it's not like really a polite way to say it. So hip joint paint relief just seems like kind of like a spammy domain almost. Like it's so exact keyword match that I assume it's an MFA. Like I assume it's a made for AdSense site the second that I land on it and the second that I see it. Now you're in a really unique situation in that you have no links, so you really could like go with something more brandable and it not affect you at all. But I'm just saying that like if you send me a site and you're from like I don't even know, but like the Pain Doctor, I'd be more I don't know, I just look at that and that seems more legit than hip joint pain relief if you're approaching me trying to write something for my site. So that's just something to think about, but like that's my honest opinion. I see that and I just assume it's an MFA site. Well-designed MFA site, but an MFA site.
You know, yours is the first About page I've ever seen with advertising on it.
About me, I like money.
Yeah, I'm just the About page is probably one of those areas where you should probably look to build trust, talk about yourself, but I would move the ads from your sponsor somewhere else unless you've contractually promised them that they're going to be there, and then you're kind of stuck. But that doesn't, to me, say, yeah, this guy's trustworthy having a whole bunch of ads there.
I personally would move the Visit Our Store banner to the top right where the featured video is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking if people come into the site, they might want that solution right off the bat and might want to go into the store.
When did you add your store to the site?
I'm sorry, when?
When, yes.
About 3 months ago.
Okay, so Google hates your store. It only indexed one page from the store. I'm assuming it's just a data feed?
Yes.
And you've done nothing to differentiate it. So basically when it crawled it, it sees its duplicate content. It doesn't like that section of your site because of it, and it's just not crawling it because you only have 2A pages from that section of your site indexed. How many products are on there, do you know?
Probably about 50.
Okay, if there's only 50 products, just go in there and write custom descriptions for every one of them rather than just using the one that's from the data feed. I mean, it's not that simple if you have 6,000 products, but for 50 products, just go in there and rewrite it, yeah.
That's nothing.
I'm going to move on to, because I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to move on to Gary Rawlings.
Yes, please.
Nice domain name.
It's like doing the same thing.
Did you own that from the beginning, or did you buy that secondary?
Pardon me,
domain?
please?
The domain, did you own that from the beginning, or did you buy it from the secondary market? You buy it from someone else?
Just bought the company a couple months ago.
But the site's been around since '96, I see.
Under a different name, correct.
Impressive, it has 12,000 backlinks.
It's something weird when it loads that it's putting a double slash on the end of that there.
I thought it was just me.
Yeah, no, we did it I thought it was me too, and he did it. I did it 3 times, and he said, "What the heck?" So yeah, you've got something that's throwing a double slash on the end there. I would have somebody look at that.
Yeah, I got that too.
So the first thing, going through your navigation links, which are all category pages. I click on bags and totes. There's no reason. I guess is your store on like an additional framework, or is it part of the normal site also, or is it like another store that you're bringing in?
No, one site.
Because there's no reason for your URLs to go store bags totes -c-238. It should just be bags and totes. You want to have your keywords as simple as possible with as least distraction from the focus of what you would want to rank for those pages.
Are you referring to the URLs?
Yeah, the URLs, as well as with the title tags and all that thing, should be similar in the way that they're structured and uncluttered. Also, unless you're having a problem ranking for your brand name, there's no reason really to include your domain name in each title tag.
Understood.
Like you're doing at the end.
Hey, Michael, take a look at the screen. Your cancellation page ranks above your homepage on a site search, which is weird because your homepage should rank first. So I'm just
That's
like,
really weird.
that's confusing to me that that's ranking like that. That to me would if I saw that on one of my sites, to be honest with you, I'd take a deeper look at it because that to me says that something's a little off about the site.
Yeah, like somebody's done
Google.
some redirects or something somewhere
Yes,
along the way.
something's a little messed up for that page to come up, and that's
Sorry,
just
I can't see. What trumped the homepage, please?
So it's not the home page. When you do a site search on Google and you ask Google to tell you, show me every page of this domain name that's in your index, your home page should always come up first. That's something that's just standard. Home page should always come up first. So kind of like mini diagnostic signal is if your home page is not coming up first, it's kind of like a signal that something's going on there. That's something, there may be something going to the cancellations page that's weird. There may be a redirect that's messed up. But something SEO-wise is something about the way Google's interpreting your site is a little off for your first result not to be your homepage. Unfortunately, it's not something that we can diagnose in like 5 minutes.
Well, there's how many sites have you redirected into that site? I see there's another site called Reusable Bags that's 301 into that site.
That's the legacy. That's the legacy site.
Okay, and is there a lot of other sites 301 in?
No.
And is the legacy site, like, was there ever any issues with it or problems with it?
I'm sure there were, but
Was it banned? Did
no,
you
no,
have a
no, no. I'm
penalty?
sorry. No, it was clean. It was just the idea was the company migrated from reusable bags over to reusable products with another domain. So it was a business. It was a strategic business decision. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing fraudulent, wrong, bad, disgusting, pornographic, or like that.
Okay.
The trackback section on your blog, you can just kill that. Nobody like there's no point in linking back to other sites, and just having that on your site makes you a target for bots to go ahead and ping you for no reason other than to try and get the trackback.
Also on your individual product pages, so I'm looking at one of the canteens, the Clean Canteen 27. There's a couple things in your code. Your header tags need to be restructured. You've currently got 2 H1s on your product page, and one of them is for the logo, and the other one is some sales copy that's an H1. You should only have one, and it should really, in my opinion, go on whatever the important keyword-rich text would be. In this case, it would be the title of the product that you're selling on this page, because ultimately you want these products to rank in search, for long-tail terms. If someone's searching for this exact product, if you're optimizing for that term, then you're going to be more likely to rank for it.
Okay, so this is more of a conversion issue. So you're like an Inc. 500, a People's Choice Award winner. You got all these awards, but they're at the bottom of the page. I'm not saying that every award you ever win, but like the Inc. 500 one, that's a logo that everybody recognizes. It immediately, I think, gives a sense of trust. That should probably be like up to the top right of your page, as seen in. And you can just put one logo if you want it to be small. So as seen in Inc. magazine, link underneath of it that says view more, and then take them to your press section so they can see all the places. That's a conversion issue, not an SEO issue, but when I went down to the bottom of the page, first thing I did was like, oh, they're in Inc. magazine.
I've been talking with Jim, and we kind of think there's probably an issue with some of the redirects that you're doing. Like if you had a couple other sites and you redirected everything to the home page, or there were some questionable sites that may have been penalized, not completely banned, some of that may be causing some issues now. That just seems very odd, these redirects.
Is a high number of redirects?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, like I think like honestly, your best bet is to find an SEO. Like I don't care who it is. Well, I care who it is. Make sure it's one that's not an idiot. Find an SEO. Basically, if they don't look at this and see there's a problem with the site, they're not the SEO that you want to hire. But find an SEO and have them audit the site to try and figure out where the issue is coming from. Because my concern would be that it doesn't appear to be causing a huge issue right now. But the problem is that if it's a symptom and you let it sit there and whatever it is gets worse, you don't want to wait until it's like a huge problem before you find
You've
somebody to
got
come in and
links
fix it.
from New York Times, Washington Post,
Yeah.
Mozilla, BBC, Live. These are decent links to have. I'm just
Yeah.
not. That's why it's all very strange.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just bought this thing a couple of months ago, and the site's lost 60% of its natural traffic over the past roughly year.
Wow.
Okay, now my question would be is if they had a link farm and if they stripped the links.
Yep.
Well, because here's the
No,
issue.
they did not link farm.
Well, no.
Did the person you buy it from
have a bunch of sites that they removed it from like a crow
Well, I
range of
think
site link.
Yeah, all I know is what I believe I know is that they had this old site reusable bags, and they had tons of links in the reusable bags. And when they made the domain name over to reuse it, all hell fell, the whole business fell apart.
Right, so the issue may be, so the redirects, and they may not have been instituted correctly,
Okay.
Which would explain some of the stuff that we're seeing. But the other issue is that like, so if you have links from the New York Times, if you have a lot of trusted links, then you have a special circumstance where you can then get a lot of crappy links, and they're going to work really well for you because you have all of this trust coming in. It's kind of like you're playing by you're not playing by Coca-Cola's rules, but you're not playing by most of the rest of us in Near's rules. So the problem becomes that if they were linking to the site, let's say they had a network of sites, not a bad network, just a network of sites, and they link to the Reuse It site from every site in the footer, then you buy it, then they take that link away, then all the juicy anchor text that's coming in goes away with it. You've still got your authority links, but they say reuse it, and you drop on like your more commercial terms. So that's a possibility. It's a possibility your redirects are messed up.
So what's with reusablebags.com? Are you aware of that site?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there other domains in addition to this that have been operating that are now, as you 301'd over to the domain like reusable bags?
Only reusable bags.
Okay. You have a couple things, with the stores and everything, like your product images are still coming from reusablebags.com instead of, they haven't been transferred over to the new domain. Also, some of the things on your site, the internal links are going to reusable bags and they're 301ing. You want to make sure that if you're not using that domain anymore, that all of the content that you are using off of it is put on your new domain and, referred to from its own website rather than referring from an external source.
When they moved, they did a redesign. You didn't say that.
Yes.
Okay. They originally had links to every single category on their site. Look at that, I've got the archive up. You originally had a lot of link trees going from your homepage with nice keywords to all of your internal pages. Right. Then you took that away when you redesigned. Right. That's probably a big reason for you losing some of your traffic.
Yep. May I interject? This would be for my benefit, but hopefully others. There are so many people that claim to be SEO search consultants. There's more people to do that than landscaping services. I mean,
we are second only to personal injury lawyers when it comes to the amount of snake oil salesmen that we have.
So how do I find a good one versus a bad one, and how? Maybe this is off topic, but since it is SEO, there are so many people that can talk a mean game. Especially when you're talking to people that are stupid like me, I can buy anything.
So first off, you can ask them questions. So you can ask them, how they handle canonical errors and if they start to stutter, because they don't know what that is. The other thing is that any SEO company, guys, that talks to you about doing your on-page SEO and they're going to bold your keywords and write you quality, if they don't mention the word links, walk away from them as an SEO company. And if they mention the word links and tell you that they'll get you relevant comments on blogs and they'll comment on forums, also walk away from them. I would say that you want to see examples, and you'll get a lot of SEOs that'll tell you, well, I can't give you my client sites because I have NDAs with all of them. They got to have one site that they can show you. A lot of people, unfortunately, like they are. You want references too. A lot of SEOs, if you've done client work, everybody has a LinkedIn profile nowadays. They should have recommendations on their LinkedIn profile. They should have recommendations from former clients on their LinkedIn profile. Unfortunately, all you can do is kind of do your research on them. The biggest thing though would be like if I see tons of SEO firms that don't mention links, and if you want, like, you can come up afterwards and we'll give you like 2 or 3 like, I guess, harder questions that you can ask an SEO, and if they don't know the answer to them, you shouldn't be hiring them.
One of the things too that I, because some of the clients, the spaces that I work in and stuff, I can't talk about my clients, but I do, for clients and stuff, I'll give case studies. I'll write up case studies from clients and stuff with, redacting sensitive information and everything. But, pretty much any established SEO is going to be able to prove their, what they've done and not just talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a huge problem with hidden text on your page. You're hiding probably 60 to 70 brand names right in line in the style sheet. So whoever's doing that tech stuff, I don't know if they're doing it. Somebody told them to go and do it because it would help them, but that's a bad no-no.
Is your designer in-house?
They fired him.
Yeah, I was going to say. We can also give you recommendations on, Kenny has a friend who's a great designer.
Yeah,
because bottom line is that you either need to hire a designer that knows SEO. They're harder to find because you're either a great designer or you're a great SEO or you're okay at both. But a lot of SEOs have designers that they work with because they work together and they know that they know how to do things from an SEO standpoint. She gave me the 5 minutes thing
Thank you very
a few
much.
minutes ago. Guys, they want me to remind you to fill out your feedback forms. Every day, 6 forms will be randomly drawn to receive a gold pass to the next show. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope you guys had a good time.